and we're marching. Keep your marching at a low level right now. We're just getting started, just starting to get the blood flowing, and we're going to march right here for 30 seconds. And I have a little clock in front of me, so I'm going to count off an approximate 30 seconds by watching the clock. You don't have to lift your feet very far off the floor. Not doing a lot with our arms yet. We're just starting to warm up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our next exercise in this circuit is the step touch. Right here, we do this a lot in aerobics. It's kind of like a home base exercise. Again, we're not adding arms yet. We're still just warming up. Step touch. We're looking at 30 seconds. I'm watching the clock right now, so I can give you 30 seconds of a nice step touch. And you're finding your own pace. Maybe you're right here a little bit more slowly, or maybe you are right here. You can also keep your legs fairly close together when you're doing this. You don't have to make this a big wide step touch. Just stay right here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to take it to a heel tap. So I'm going to step back a little bit closer to the wall, but you can see that I'm just extending my foot in front of me and I'm tapping my heel on the floor. Move a little bit closer. There we go. Heel taps at a comfortable pace for you. Again, we're not doing anything with the arms. You can keep them by your sides. You can put them on your hips. And I'm watching the clock. We've already done 10 seconds of heel taps. And we have 15 seconds to go. Each time we go through we're doing 3 rounds of this first warm-up circuit. And each time we start a new round, we're going to make the exercise just a little bit challenging by adding the arms. We've done over 30 seconds. Our next exercise is a march and hold the knee. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Again, find your comfortable pace. 1, 2, 3, knee up and hold. 1, 2, 3, and hold. We have 15 more seconds. This is called March in 3. 1, 2, 3, and hold. 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Hamstring curls. That looks like this. Some instructors will say you're kicking your own butt on this one as you lift your heels up behind you, bending the knee, rocking side to side. Again, my arms are down because we're just getting started. And we have about 10 more seconds of hamstring curls. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the top with our marches, but now we're adding marching arms. So we're starting to make this a little bit bigger for this round. Let's do 30 seconds of big marching. And I'm counting it off. And you're finding your own pace. And you know what? You don't have to make it bigger if you don't want to. You can stay where we were with round 1 of this circuit. So my perceived exertion now through the warm-up is still maybe around a 2. Maybe I'm rolling between a 2 and a 3, but I'm not really doing anything very difficult. The purpose of the warm-up is to just get our blood flowing all the way into our muscles and just get our body warm so that we are ready for a little more challenging workout. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step touch. And now we're going to add arms crossing down in front. Not too big. And I'm counting off 30 seconds. Find your own pace. Keep it at a comfortable level. We have 15 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel tap. And we're going to reach the opposite arm forward. So as my left leg goes front, my right arm goes front. And I'm still, it's a very gentle movement. I have my chest is lifted, my abs are tight, and I'm breathing in a natural rhythm. 15 more seconds of heel taps. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. March in 3 with a hold. And we're going to hold our arms up here in this defensive position that's often used in kickboxing. So it's march, 2, 3, and hold. March, 2, 3, and hold. March, 2, 3, and hold. I'm watching for 30 seconds. We've done 10 so far. March, 2, 3, and hold. March, 2, 3, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And hamstring curls, we're going to pull our arms back along the side. Low arms. And we're going to count out for 30 seconds. I'm watching the clock. 30 seconds at this level. So this was round 2. This is our last exercise of round 2 in our warm-up circuit. Ten more seconds. And let's go back to our marching. Now we're going to start the warm-up circuit for the last time, and we're going to make everything bigger if you're comfortable with that challenge. So our march now is really active. The knees are higher, my arms are swinging, and I'm really starting to get pumped up. Okay, 30 seconds of a big march. Fifteen seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step touch. And now our arms are shoulder level. And if you're ready for the challenge, you can make your step touch bigger, wider, stepping apart further. And 30 seconds has started. We've done 10. Ten, 9. All right, 5 more seconds. And let's see, where are we now? Heel tap, big motion with the arms. Opposite arm as leg is reaching up. And I've started with our 30 seconds. Good, I see everybody's arms are swinging and moving. Those of you who I can see across the top of my screen, looks like you're getting in a workout. And 5 more seconds. And our next exercise is the march in 3 with a hold. We start with our hands here, and then we're going to punch out with the opposite arm as leg. So when my right knee comes up, my left arm punches forward. And we're counting off 30 seconds. Great job. Looks like you guys are doing wonderful. Those of you I can see. Glad to see you're all giving it a try this morning. 5 more seconds. All right, and hamstring curls. And now we're going to have our arms up overhead and pulling down to the side. And remember, you don't have to do it this way. You can still keep your arms down here if you want, or at the lower level. We've already done 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In between circuits, we're going to do 60 seconds of gentle movement. So this first one, I'm counting off 60 seconds, and we're just staying right here. Just right here. I'm not doing anything with my feet except shifting my weight. I have my arms going to the side. We've done 15 seconds. We have done 30 seconds. Very simple, easy movement just to keep your body going. In our next circuit, we will be using weights. Alternating, we'll have an exercise with weights and an exercise without. We have 15 seconds left right here of our 60-second dance-off. You guys are doing great. Glad to see you're up and moving. Remember to keep it at your own pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If your weights are not handy, grab them so you have them right beside you for this next section. I have mine right there. I'm going to grab some water before we get started. All right, our very first exercise, we're not using weights, and then the second one we will. So it's going to be alternating in this circuit. So this is round 1, our first circuit. Our first exercise is knee lifts. Just gentle knee lifts, no arms. So here's some options. Arms on the hips, arms by your side, whatever feels good for you. Also, you can keep your legs very low, or you can challenge yourself with a higher knee lift, like high stepping marching. But you can keep them low, whatever is comfortable for you. So let's count off 30 seconds, starting now with our knee lifts. Remember when you're doing these to keep your torso upright, your chest and diaphragm are lifted, your abs are nice and tight, and you're breathing, natural breathing. Okay, we have 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's grab the weights. Nice light weights today, whatever's comfortable for you and what your fitness goals are. I'm just using 2s for demonstration purposes today. Our first exercise is biceps curls. We're going to do both hands together, and we're going to do the low phase of the biceps curl. That means we will be lifting from hip level to waist level only. And remember when you're doing these, to not squeeze your hands around the weights. Hold the weights loosely in your hand, just tight enough so you're not going to drop them. All right, and we're doing 30 seconds of biceps curls and you find your own pace. This is the low phase, the bottom of the biceps curl. So it's hip to waist. Keep your elbows tucked tightly in at your sides so that the only part of your arm that's moving is your forearm from the elbow to the wrist. We have about 10 seconds. All right, you can place the weights down. Our next exercise is a side step with a gentle squat, no arms. So here, all we're going to do is open and together. Step, open, and together. If you want to challenge yourself and your knees can handle it, you add a little bit of a knee bend here. Just a tiny little bit of a squat. All right, this will activate your quadriceps and a little bit of your hamstrings and glutes. Keep your torso upright. But the alternate is no squat. Just open, step, and together. Step out and in. 30 seconds, out and in. Open, together, open, together. Open, together, open, together. Challenging yourself if you're adding a little bit of a knee bend or keeping it right here at this level. 5 more seconds. And last second, grab your weights. We're going to do the high phase of the biceps curl. That means that we go from waist to shoulder. So it's just this top part of the biceps curl. I want a nice smooth movement up and down, up and down. 30 seconds right here. Keeping your elbows tight by your waist and don't rock. This helps the movement. If you're rocking your body, it helps with your body, it helps with the curl, and you don't want your body doing the work. You just want your biceps doing the work. So make sure that you are not rocking your body to assist with this biceps curl. 30 seconds. We've done 10. And we have 10 more. And you're doing this at your own comfortable pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. And we're going to do a step front lunge. And what that looks like is just stepping forward and back. The lunge part is optional based on how you feel about your own strength, balance, and knees. So all I'm really doing is just a little stepping and back. Apart, together, but it's front and back. I'm alternating legs. Nothing with the arms yet. Just step front and back together. Forward and back. Forward and back. I'm adding just a little bit of a bend here. Forward and back. You want to keep your toes pointed forward. Forward and back. I heard somebody's dog. Make sure you're on mute. Thank you. Forward and back. And we have about 10 more seconds. Stepping forward and back. And that's the end of the first circuit of round 1 of our exercises. So now we're going to do 2 more rounds, starting with those knee lifts. And this time we're going to add arm pull down. So it's right here. I'm going from about chest height to my hip level. So as I lift my knee, I'm just pulling my arms down by my side. On round 3, we'll make this a bigger arm movement if you are able to do that and comfortable with that level of exertion. All right, we have about 15 seconds left. with these knee lifts. As we go through this circuit and we do those biceps curls, they're not going to change. There's nothing in addition to add to what we've already done. So we will repeat them exactly as we did. And 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab your weights. We'll do the low phase of the biceps curl for 30 seconds, starting now. The low phase. Keep your knees soft when you're doing these biceps curls, and you want to have a stance that's about shoulder width apart, and that gives you a good stable base. Up and down. And we have 10 more seconds. All right, and we're going to do our step side optional squat with a lateral side raise. So that looks like this. Remember, we were stepping side together with the squat portion optional. And here are the arms. Lifting from the bottom. Just lift and together. Lift together. Lift together. Arms up. Step together. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick up those weights so we can do the high phase of the biceps curl from waist height to shoulder height. Here we go. Elbows tight by your sides. 30 seconds at your comfortable pace. Keep your breathing natural, smooth rhythm. Your motion with the biceps curls is also a smooth, comfortable lift and lower. When working with weights, slower gets you more bang for your buck. When you're working with weights and you move too fast, momentum will carry the weights rather than the muscle you are trying to work. 5 more seconds. I did too much talking during that phase. And let's move to our next exercise. This is the end of the second time through our circuit, and we have our step front and together with a little optional lunge. Our toes face forward, and we're going to cross our arms in front. So as we step out, just cross your arms in front of your body. Crossing the arms front. We have about 15 more seconds. Cross arms front. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to start the last phase of round 1 of our exercises. And if you remember, the first exercise is knee lifts, but now we're going to add big arms pulling down. Big arms. Again, you don't have to. You can keep it low or go without arms at all. Keep your leg lifts low if that's comfortable for you, or lift them up like high step marching. And we have about 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Biceps curls in the low phase. Get stable. Make sure your elbows are tight by your side. Feet are a little bit apart. Toes facing forward. And 30 seconds right here. Keep breathing and make your motion smooth and controlled. Up and down in a nice even rhythm. Up and down. Up and down. And we have 10 more seconds right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Step side with the optional squat. So we're stepping here, out, together, apart, together. Bend your knees if you're comfortable with that, or just take it as a more or less straight-legged apart together. And now we're going to add bigger arms, and we're going to do all the way up like angel arms, like you have wings. You're almost going to take off. So if you're adding that optional squat, it looks like this. And we have about 15 seconds left on our 30. Be sure you're taking this at your own pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab those weights. Biceps curls in the higher phase from the waist to the shoulders. Feet apart, toes forward, elbows by your sides. Let's go. 30 seconds starts now. And this is round 3 of our first exercise circuit. Our next round is going to be all with weights. Five more seconds. And we are finished with our biceps curls. And we're going to do our step front lunge, right and left. That looks like this, toes face forward, and our arms are going to cross high. So the arms are crossing now at shoulder height as you step forward and back. Keep this step front lunge at a very comfortable width for yourself. A little less exertion, it's a smaller step. And of course, the knee bend part is optional. So we have about 15 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we finished our first round of our exercise circuit. And as always, we have 60 seconds of movement in between. This one is jump ropes. So what that looks like without the jumping is just little toe touches in front. So really all you're doing is bending your knees right and left. And then imagine that you had a jump rope in your hands. So your arms are just doing these little circles like you are jump roping. And you can do this as fast as you are comfortable doing, or take it down to where it's just really a very small movement, but it does keep you going and keeps your heart rate elevated just enough to have some exertion. My perceived exertion rate right now is probably between a 5 and a 6. I'm going to be working a little bit harder because I'm talking the whole time. So that often will make me a little bit more out of breath than if I were just doing the exercises silently. All right, so we've done 30 seconds. We have 30 more of jump ropes at your comfortable level. And 15 seconds. And 10 seconds, I'm going to take it up for the last 10. Then I won't be able to talk for the next circuit. That's all right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go with our next exercise circuit. And we're going to be using our light weights for this circuit. The first exercise is pull-ups. It's just like it says, like you're pulling up your pants, but they're high waters, and you're going to pull them all the way up to your armpits. So with the back of your hands facing forward, Your feet comfortably hip width apart, knees are slightly bent, and just pull those weights right up to your armpits, elbows high. Those of you that I can see doing it, you look good. You've got the right position. And you're going to take this at a comfortable pace, smoothly lift and lower with control. 30 seconds starts here. Smoothly. So you're actually working on both the lifting phase as well as the lowering phase. You're not just like dropping the weights back to the starting position, but you're controlling them all the way down. You have 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do from here, place the weights around your shoulder area. Palms are facing forward, and we're going to do alternating overhead presses. So that looks like this. Let me back up here. I don't know if you can. I'm going to crouch down. Don't you crouch down. I'm going to crouch down so you can see that I am alternating and my palms continue to face forward. As I lift the weights, I'm lifting them up so my arm is by my ear. See what that position is like? All right, alternating. 30 seconds starts here. Alternating overhead presses. Find a comfortable stance for your feet. Chest is lifted. Again, this movement is smooth and controlled. And we have 15 more seconds. As we're doing 3 rounds of these, but nothing's going to change. Only if you want to change it. You could do a set without weights if you want to. Wherever you feel comfortable. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Weights down by your side, by your hips. Feet apart again. Get that stance nice and square. And we're going to lift up to the side and down. Now you only have to lift a very little bit to begin feeling this exercise in your shoulders. If you are super strong and working out hard, you can get those weights up to shoulder height and you will feel it tomorrow. So these are lateral side raises. Smooth and controlled. We've already done 15 seconds. Yay! And down. We're at 10 seconds. I'm going a little bit too high. I don't want to go higher than my shoulders. All right, and we finished that one. Our next exercise with the weights is Arnold presses. Arnold presses start low. We first pull up to the shoulders and overhead, back to the shoulders and down. As I'm doing these, I'm keeping my palms facing inward. So I'm going to here with a biceps curl, an overhead press, back to my shoulders and slowly down. 30 seconds starts right here. If the weights are becoming too challenging, you can put them down. Just go through the motions with your arms without the weights. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, last one. And our 5th exercise, our last exercise in this round, are triceps kickbacks. And what that's going to look like is that we will lift our elbows, keeping them directly behind the body or as close to that as possible. The weights are right here by my waist, and I'm just going to take them both out behind me and back into my waist. Out behind me and into my waist. Notice that my upper arm is not moving. I'm just hinging from my elbow. 30 seconds. Out and in, smooth and controlled. You're going to feel this in the front of your shoulder as well as in your triceps. Make sure you're breathing normally and naturally as you extend. We have 5 more seconds. And that is all for this round. Going back to our pull-ups, 30 seconds right here. Pulling up those weights to the armpits, elbows nice and high, 15 seconds. 10 more seconds. Find your comfortable pace. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alternating overhead presses, one arm at a time. Palms face forward. Right arm and left. We've done 10 seconds. The goal in circuit training is to not have a lot of time in between exercises, just to kind of keep on moving through the circuit. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lateral side raises. We start with our dumbbells by our hips, and we're going to lift at the side. Lift and lower. 30 seconds starts here. Lift and lower. And lift. And lift. We have 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do our Arnold presses. Both arms come up in a biceps curl. We press overhead, back to our shoulders and down. Lift up, overhead, 30 seconds, and down. Up, overhead, and down. Up, overhead, 15 seconds, and down. Up, overhead, and down. Up, and down. And last one, we've done our 30 seconds. And now our triceps exercise with a raised upper arm, elbows back, extend and release. Nice and slow and controlled, out and in. Keep that elbow stationary. We've already done 10 seconds. I'm leaning forward just slightly. Takes the pressure, a little bit of pressure off of the front of my shoulder as I'm leaning more forward. I really want to be working just my triceps and not stressing out my shoulder. 10 more seconds. And we're ending right here. And you guys, we're going a little bit longer than I had planned for. So in order to sort of start on the cool down, I'm going to recommend that we do the 3rd round of this circuit without the weights. We've got to start bringing it down. I didn't realize we would go this long. So our first exercise is just pulling up right here, pulling up into the armpits. You can pretend you have weights in your hands. I do that sometimes. So my hands are like I'm holding weights, but I'm really not. Pulling up. And we have 10 more seconds. Pulling up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alternating overhead presses right here, 30 seconds. On this exercise, my palms are facing in toward my body as I extend. And if you don't have the range of motion to press all the way up, remember that you can keep the motions smaller. I try to always include that in my notes as a reminder that you can modify 2 ways, making a smaller movement and making a slower movement. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lateral side raises right here. These feel great without weights. It's almost like your arms want to just take off. Lift up. 30 seconds. Lift up and up. Lift up and up. Lift. We have 15 more seconds right here. Make sure your chest is lifted. Hips are square. Lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arnold presses, starting low, biceps curl, press overhead, back down to shoulders and down to hips. Right here and up, back to shoulder and down. 30 seconds starts here. Back and down. Keep it smooth. Nice and smooth. Chest is lifted, shoulders are down. Make sure you're not holding any stress and strain in your neck as we do this. We have 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Triceps, push back. Lifting your elbows and just press behind you. See if you can see this from all angles. 30 seconds. Keeping those elbows lifted and just moving the lower part of the arm. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is the end of round 2 of our exercises. And our movement, our 60-second movement for the end of round 2 is half jacks, which is like this. And we're going to take them slowly because we are starting the cool down phase today. So half jacks, it's like half of a jumping jack. You do one leg out at a time so that you're not actually jumping. And you can keep the arms small right down here at a 45-degree angle, or you can bring them up to shoulder height if you like it there better. And we have 30 seconds more. Fifteen seconds. Make sure you're breathing, smooth and controlled, normal, natural rhythm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a gentle march right here as we are cooling down. And inhale with me, reaching up nice and tall. And exhale. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time. Big inhale. And exhale. Let's take the feet apart. And we're going to just take a reach and stretch overhead. You should feel that along the long line of your body here, from your waist, from your pelvic bone, actually, hip bone right here, all the way up in through your armpit as you reach over to the side and you hold that stretch, supporting your upper body with your hand on your thigh. Release and let's stretch to the other side. Nice and long. And while you're here, bring your torso up to a vertical position and just take this arm down in front, reaching across. Press your arm back very gently, just above the elbow. This is giving you a nice upper back and shoulder stretch. And the other arm across, stretch, press just above the elbow. You're actually pressing on the lower area of the lower part of your triceps, but never on the joint. And you're breathing. We're going to do a final meditation right here as we find a spot on the floor in front to breathe. Since we're standing, we don't have support, I don't recommend closing your eyes. Find a spot that you can look at on the floor and breathe with me. Just start to focus on your breath as we have brought our exercise and our endurance up today. And we have exerted ourselves in a nice way, not too much. but just enough to feel like we have actually done something and we're ready to go for the day. Congratulate yourselves on that. You got up this morning, you showed up, you worked out with me. That's fabulous. You deserve credit for doing that today. You are making yourself a priority, and as I like to remind everyone, self-care is so important. Always remember, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. And I hope that you were focusing on your breathing while I was talking. I want you to go back and take your focus onto your breathing and think about that wonderful, fresh, beautiful air that you are taking into your lungs and filling up your lungs with this beautiful air. It contains joy and gratitude for the opportunity to do this workout today. And I like to visualize as I breathe that the air I'm bringing in is my favorite color or some color. Today I'm going to have it be green. Green is a great color for spring. It's the sign of new life. Our grass is getting a little bit greener as the snow is melting. Little green buds are on the trees. So I'm going to pull that nice new growth into my lungs today with my breathing in my imagination, because we're growing new muscles, more endurance, and more self-discipline as we show up every morning and we exercise together. So I thank you for joining me today. I appreciate that you came and exercised with me, and I hope to see some of you tomorrow. And if you need a copy of the recording, you can email help@getsetup.io, and they will send you the link to the recording, which I started late, I'm sorry, and but you'll get most of it. So I wish you all a fabulous day and hope to see some of you here tomorrow.
Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, great class.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I enjoyed Stacy.
Bye.